The Wizard of Oz is about a girl named Dorothy Gale who lives on a farm, gets swept away in a tornado, and she ends up in the land of Oz. While there, she meets a few friends along the way and sets out on a journey to find the wizard because she is told that he can help her get back home. The Wizard of Oz has been my favorite movie ever since I was a kid. It is a classic, it is iconic, and the cultural influence is vast. I'm sure you've heard all the famous quotes. It has been referenced in other movies, TV shows, music, literature, even in a couple short stories that I wrote when I was in high school. The Wizard of Oz was directed by Victor Fleming, mostly. He did the color portion of the film, and then King Vidor came in and put the finishing touches on it, and directed the parts that were in black and white, which were then later colored into a sepia tone. The movie starts off in sepia, and it feels like a familiar place, somewhere you've seen or somewhere you've been before. The way the camera pans, it makes you feel like you're right there in the scenes. The way the camera pans when the movie makes a transition into color is just magical. The colors are vibrant, and even the sepia tone has a certain quality to it. The cinematography and some of the backgrounds and the color scenes look like paintings, and it's just a beautiful movie to look at. I remember I wanted to live in Munchkinland when I was younger, in one of their little Munchkin houses, but I guess I never thought about how uncomfortable that would probably be. But that just goes to show you the world that this movie created. The set designs and the costume designs had a lot of work put into them, and there were a few blunders while trying to film the movie that involved the makeup of the Tin Man and the Wicked Witch of the West. There was a lot of work and struggles while making this film. The makeup, particularly for the Wicked Witch of the West and the Flying Monkeys, are just perfect. I've actually heard the Witch and the Flying Monkeys both scared a lot of kids who had seen this movie. But not me. Now, let's talk about the songs in this movie. There's not a single song in here that feels like it's just filler. None of them are annoying, and they all contribute to the story. And the majority of them are memorable and iconic. My favorite is Over the Rainbow. It's this longing to be in a better place, and I guess I could always relate to that. The song almost didn't make it into the movie. A few people had fought to keep it in there, and I guess it's not too surprising, but the song won an Oscar. The score of the film is also really good, and it also won an Oscar. The choreography and the music numbers is great, and some of it brought this sense of physical humor. And there's a nice sense of humor sprinkled throughout the movie, but it manages to never lose the emotion. Judy Garland gives a very committed performance as Dorothy, and even in the humorous scenes, she's giving her all, and you really feel for her. Margaret Hamilton as the Wicked Witch of the West, and even Frank Morgan who plays Professor Marvel, and 4 other very distinguished roles, if you can catch them. They're terrific, and of course let's not forget the Scarecrow, the Tin Man, and the Cowardly Lion, played by Ray Bolger, Jack Haley, and Burt Lahr, respectively. One of my favorite scenes in the movie when I was younger was the one with the Lollipop Guild. They were just so cute and innocent on the outside, but I feel like if you caught them on a bad day, they would probably shank you with their lollipops. I think they were secretly a mafia. Now, if I had to nitpick, I would say my least favorite song in the movie is If I Were King of the Forest. And there's a scene where you can clearly tell the Wicked Witch is going down an elevator shaft. And it also always bugged me when Dorothy is trying to follow the Yellow Brick Road and the Munchkins keep getting in her way, telling her to follow the Yellow Brick Road. It's like, you literally just told me 2 seconds ago. I know what I'm doing. But these are just nitpicks. I absolutely love this movie, and it will always be my favorite. The Wizard of Oz gets a definitive thumbs up. And if you haven't seen it, how is that even possible? If you liked my review, leave a comment below, subscribe, and stay tuned for more rad reviews. Is that too cheesy?